The first card you have for your past is the Queen of Cups. So yes, what I'm seeing is the Queen of Cups is all about emotions, very strong emotions, your heart leading your head, all of these kinds of things. I'm seeing that you're feeling really, really emotional at this time and a little bit ruled by your emotions, more than a little bit, actually, quite a lot. You're trying to concentrate. I'm seeing you trying to concentrate on your daily things, your work, everything like that, your normal day-to-day things. You're really struggling to do that. You're really struggling to concentrate. Yes, you did everything. You did everything you needed to do. You didn't stay in bed and sleep or anything like that. You did get up, do everything. Yes, have a shower, go to work, do everything you had to do. But, this was a very emotionally stressful situation, whatever this was that was bringing you all of this emotion and stress. It was bad emotion, it was sad emotion, all of that kind of thing. And it was really clouding you, really clouding everything you were doing. Yes, there was a lot of stress going on around you. You had to do a lot of things. You just had to keep on going. You had practical things to do. And, you were doing all these things. You were doing everything. But it was like you had this cloud, this emotional cloud over your head. And you're trying to get outside of your feelings. You're trying to concentrate. You really struggled to concentrate, but you actually did it. It was like you kind of white-knuckled your way through this. It was like being on a roller coaster. You knew you were on, you had to do what you had to do. You couldn't get off. You just had to keep on going, even though you're feeling really upset, really emotional at this time. So the next card you have, your past, is the Three of Cups. So yes, I'm seeing a lot of people around, maybe not around you, but around someone, talking, laughing. They might be celebrating, they might not be, they might just be talking and having a nice time, but I'm seeing them laughing, having a positive time. A lot of people gathered around someone. This might have been in your workplace. This was somewhere where you had to be again, you had to be there. And, I'm seeing you around these people. You were polite, you were saying all the right things, you were laughing at the right times, and, you weren't being rude or anything. You weren't sitting there by yourself crying or being grumpy. You were sitting there kind of involving yourself, but your heart wasn't in whatever was going on. I'm seeing that you were just there. You were just kind of being polite and nice. And other people were kind of all laughing and celebrating on whatever they were doing. It might have been someone's birthday, it might have been someone's celebration or something like that in the workplace. But I am seeing that, yes, you were just there going through the motions kind of thing, like on autopilot, that kind of thing. So the last card you have for your past is Judgment. So yes, I'm seeing this is about accepting or just coming to terms with something that happened, something that was done, something that was sad, some big thing that happened. And it's like, I'm not seeing forgiveness, but it's like you're kind of just coming to an acceptance. It doesn't mean you're happy about what happened. You weren't happy at all, but it was like you were just thinking, okay, this has happened. There's no going back. There's no going back to this person or this thing or whatever this is. I'm seeing it probably as a romantic situation. There was no going back to this. It was like, what's done is done. Judgment Day. This is the day. We need to move forward now, even though I don't want to, because I know that now there's no going back. That's what I'm seeing. It was like a realization that you couldn't go back. Because yes, the Judgment card is about judgment. What's done is done. We all just have to face the music. We have to face what's going on. And that's what you had to do. You just had to face what was happening. And, this was why you were so emotional, because you had this situation, around you. You knew it was probably coming to an end. And then you had, or it already had maybe. And now with this Judgment card, you were thinking, right, I just have to move forward now. I know this isn't going to, there's no going back from this. That's what I'm seeing. So the first card you have for your present is the Eight of Pentacles. So yes, again, I'm seeing you forcing yourself into your work. This man's working really hard and you're really forcing yourself. I'm saying forcing yourself because, again, your heart wasn't in what you were doing, but you knew you had to keep going. There was some kind of deadline you had to finish. You had to really work toward whatever was going on. I'm seeing a specific project that had a deadline, something you had to do for up to a certain time. You had to have something finished by a certain time. So you just couldn't you couldn't indulge yourself in your emotions. You couldn't just stop everything and kind of sit around and say, oh, I just want to kind of eat ice cream and 10 pizzas and lie on the couch and go to sleep. You couldn't do that. You had things that had to be done. I'm seeing you just forcing yourself to try and focus on something. This thing that you're focusing, or that you are doing, this is in your present, I'm sorry. So this thing that you're doing, you're focusing on whatever this is helping you. It might not feel like it. You might not feel like doing this at all. It's the last thing you want to do. But this is helping you. This is giving you something to focus on. This is giving you something to kind of help you get through things. And, this emotional situation that you're struggling with could actually have something to do with, it could have something to do with someone. I'm seeing that someone, probably your ex-partner or whoever you were involved with, who was involved in whatever this was that was making you so emotional. It's something to do with distance. Either they were physically distant from you, or you them, or they could have been emotionally distant. It's something like that. They were out somewhere else, or maybe emotionally out somewhere else. It was something about distance, something to do with distance. That's what I'm seeing. The next card you have your present is the Five of Wands. So yes, this is you being really busy, running around with this work project. This is about being busy. It can be about a lot of different things, this card. I'm also seeing there could be a problem on this work project. I'm just seeing something that you're rushing around trying to get this finished, but maybe you've had to come to a halt with something. I'm seeing there might be some research you might have to do. You might have to stop, go back, fix some mistakes or something like that before you can actually get to the finish line over this. But these are mistakes that they're not bad mistakes. It's not like you're going to look bad in the workplace. These are just little things you're going to have to go back and patch up, and things you're going to have to do a bit of extra work on as well. I'm seeing. The other thing I'm seeing with this card is there's some kind of competition or competitiveness around the workplace or around this project or something like that. Now, there's good competition and there's bad competition. Good competition is when everyone's running in a race and people are cheering, and then someone wins and the other people pat them on the back and say, fantastic. That's good competition. Bad competition is where it becomes really kind of negative, jealousy, all of that kind of thing. That's when bad competition is there, and that's what I'm seeing here. Someone around you, you're going to have to keep your eyes open. That's what I'm seeing. There's a specific person here around work. They like to show that they're better than everyone else. They like to show they're better than you. They're always trying to promote themselves, overprove themselves, actually saying all sorts of crazy things, bigging themselves up, all of that kind of thing, trying to make you look bad. Just be careful, because if you have emotional stress, they might see that as a weakness. They might be looking for any weakness that you have to try and get you at any time to try and stop this. So just really keep your eyes open around someone who might be waiting for you to slip up. So just keep your eyes open. You might know who this is. Just watch out for this person. The last card you have your present is the King of Pentacles. So yes, here I am seeing you're hard working, you're making this project work. It's going to be a success. You're going to finish it. It's going to be fine. It's going to work really well for you. And I'm seeing you work really hard as well. You're a hard worker. You're a smart worker. Even though you have all this emotional stuff going on, you're not letting it stop you. That's what I'm seeing. And also, yes, this king has roses in his crown. He has a rose in the middle, one on each side. So that makes me think as well of the Magician card and his roses, and the roses in his card. Well, they can mean a few different things, but one of the meanings they have, the roses have in the Magician card, is that he's able to complete whatever he starts. So that's what I'm seeing in this card. You're able to complete this project. It's going to be a success. It's going to be okay. Again, just watch out for this person in the Five of Wands. You look better than them anyway. That's what I'm seeing with the King of Pentacles. They're going to try and look better than you. You just look better than them because you are good at what you do. Basically, that's what I'm seeing. They're trying to look better than everyone else because of their underhanded kind of ways of trying to scheme and plot and look better and do all these things. So it's not going to be good for them in the end. They're never going to win doing this. And, it doesn't matter. You're quite caught up in what you're doing in work, caught up in your emotions as well. You have more important things to think about. You have a lot bigger things going on in your life than this silly person. But again, keep your eyes out and get ready for this person. So the first card you have for your future is death. So yes, I'm seeing that you could be maybe having a conversation at this time with this person who was making you feel very emotional, very horrible, this person in your past. You might be having kind of a final conversation with them at this time, or something like that. Or it might just be a final kind of conversation in your own mind about them. You might just be thinking, right, this is it. This is the final thing. I have to move on. Now, that doesn't mean that you're suddenly going to click your fingers and feel fantastic. No, it doesn't mean that. It just shows me that you realize at this time, or you're going to realize that, yes, what I've seen with the Judgment card, what's done is done. There's no going back. You're just going to have to move forward. Now, you're not going to be feeling fantastic at this time, but when you look back on this time, you're going to realize that this is the best thing that could have happened to you. With the Death card comes new growth, comes new beginnings. Yes, again, you won't be able to see this at this time. I'm seeing you definitely won't. You'll just be feeling like, oh, this is terrible. I wish I felt better. I just want this pain to pass. That's what it's like when you have this heartbreak. That's what it's like when you're sad over someone. But you are going to eventually move on. You're going to go through a process. And when you're in the middle of this, you can't see that. But yes, you're going to have a new start. This is going to open a whole lot of new people coming into your life, a whole lot of new things coming into your life. And, this is the best thing that's going to happen to you. This sounds really cringy, I know, but this is a time of huge change in your life. It's going to be a huge change for you. This is going to open up so much positive growth in your life. A lot of very positive things are going to come out of this. And I'm seeing you actually being able to do things you'd never be able to do if you're still around this person. This person was really holding you back in a lot of ways. Now, at this time, you probably can't see that when you're going through all these emotions. But again, when you look back on this time, you'll see, if I hadn't have moved on from this person, I never would have been able to do this. I never would have been able to do that. I'm seeing a lot of very positive things coming in for you. You doing positive things yourself, taking charge of yourself. It's going to be fantastic for you. And yes, it's not going to feel like that when you're going through the process. But when you look back, you're going to see that. So look back on this reading maybe in a few months' time, in a year's time, whatever it is, and you'll see. I shouldn't say in a year's time, but in some time in the future, look back. And you'll see this. The next card you have, your future, is the Ten of Cups. Yes, this is a beautiful card. You are going to be very content within yourself sometime in the future when this process is over. You're still going to have to go through this process to get there. But at this time, I'm seeing you're probably going to be over kind of the biggest and worst step, which is the step in the Death card. It's the realization. It's the coming to realization. I can't think of another word. Yes, coming to a realization that what's done is done. You cannot go back. You are going to have to move forward. That's the biggest and hardest step, because sometimes people are in denial for a long, long time. They still have so much hope. They still think, no, it can happen. I can get back together again. I still miss this person. I want this person. Now, you might be feeling that, but you've moved over that step. You're realizing it's not going to happen. I'm going to have to move forward. That's the biggest step. That's the biggest hurdle. That's the start of you healing. That's what I'm seeing. So yes, you're going to move forward. And as you get through each stage, it'll get better and better for you. I'm seeing it's not going to be easy. But when you get through this, you're going to have these beautiful, beautiful rewards. I'm seeing that with the Ten of Cups. So yes, look at this. Also, now you have the Sun as well. The last card is the Sun. Beautiful things for your future. And I'm seeing breakthroughs. So if you look at this child on this horse, this child has actually gone through a wall. There's a wall behind them. This person in your past, this person, I don't know if they're in your past or whatever, this person who you've moved on from, or you're going through this process of moving on from, they were a wall to you. They were stopping you from doing things you truly wanted to do, being your true self, all of these things. They were a wall. You weren't seeing that at the time. this is what I'm seeing. You're going to be able to do things you've never been able to do before. They were a wall, and now you've broken through this. Yes, you're not jumping over the moon with happiness at this time, because you're still going through a process. But this will lead you to amazing things. Look at that with the sun. So yes, you're going to go through this. You're going to have the sun. You're going to have a really fantastic, positive time in your future. And you could have only done this if you left this person, and now you have, or they've left you, or whatever's happened. But yes, this is leading to fantastic things for you. That's what I'm seeing. I'm not making it up. Look, you've got the Death card, you've got the Ten of Cups, and you've got the Sun. Fantastic. I won't say anymore. Leo, I hope this resonated. General readings can't always resonate with everyone. But again, if you like this reading, please like or subscribe,